Welcome to Grace Abounds. I'm Pastor Emily Baton. Today, I will be sharing with you my Sunday sermons from St. John's Lutheran Church in Palm Desert, California. Thank you for joining us, and may you find grace, peace, and comfort in the message today. As we move into the holiday season, one only needs to walk into a shopping mall, or really any store for that matter, to know Christmas is coming. In fact, Christmas has been in the stores since before Thanksgiving. Preparations have begun for decorating gifts and family gatherings. The texts today tell us to stay alert and be ready. But this is a different kind of preparation, not one of getting ahead, but instead remaining aware. We are headed into Advent, a time of waiting and watching. Advent is a later addition to the celebration of Jesus' birth, starting somewhere in the 5th century, as it is unknown precisely when Jesus was born. Advent derives from the Latin adventus, meaning coming or arrival. And it provides a way to transition into the new liturgical year and a preparation for the coming of Jesus. As the days in December progress, the hours of daylight get shorter and shorter. The practices of Advent developed out of this period of waiting, a prominent one being the lighting of the Advent wreath, marking each week before the coming of the Christ child. The Advent wreath holds much symbolism, the circle of the wreath having no beginning or end to represent our eternity in God, as well as the wreath itself being made from evergreen to show continuous life. And as we heard, this wreath also has symbolism in each candle, that of hope, peace, joy, and love. On this first Sunday of Advent, we lit the candle of hope, not just hope for today, but hope for the promise in tomorrow, hoping that the promise God made to God's people comes true again. The promise found in our reading today, in that first reading. This was a covenant made to King David that his kingdom would reign forever. And it is why Jesus' lineage is so important to Christians. We must know that Jesus, born of the house of David, is the one that we have been waiting for. Because Jesus is the fulfillment of a promise made long ago to establish a kingdom that would be called "The Lord is our righteousness," so that we would be in right relationship with God again. This is what we are waiting for in the birth of Jesus: hope, the belief in things yet seen. Life is full of times like Advent, wondering and hoping for that which could be. And there is no group more adverse to waiting, in my experience, than children. I remember one of the longest waits when I was a kid was taking trips to the beach. At the time, we lived in Sonoma County and were a few hours from the ocean, which felt like years as a child. I could not wait for that moment when we crest the final hill, and as far as I could see, there was only water. One of my favorite things to do at the beach was going tide pooling and exploring those pools of water left by the waves. When I went for the first time, however, I was not so sure about this idea. I refused to let go of my mom's hand as she guided me to the edge of this dark, seemingly endless pool of water. But what I discovered in that place of unknown was a whole nother world. And soon enough, I was climbing up rocks taller than me and peering into deep pools, finding things yet unseen. Maybe there would be a hermit crab or a sea anemone or the elusive octopus. But I could not rush through the waiting or the watching. You do not splash through hope's waters and thrust your hand in. That puts everyone in danger. Hope comes out of the stillness, from the baptismal waters that run deep. I did not always find what I was hoping for, but I was always amazed by the wonder of creation, remaining alert to what would be revealed. More recently, I went tide pooling at the ocean again, but this time I brought my husband, John, who, being from Wisconsin, had never been tide pooling before. The minute my feet hit that sand, I was up and over the rocks, leaning over the pools into the watery depths to see what would come today. And when I looked up, imagining John to be right next to me, he was way back on the shore, looking a little hesitant, if yet amused. And I soon realized that the horizon of opportunity that I saw and leapt into looked to John like a perilous journey of jagged rocks and unknown dangers beneath the waves. Hope can be a perilous journey, not knowing what to look for. As we heard in our gospel for today, there will be distress and confusion in the roaring of the sea and fear of what is coming upon the world. So Jesus says to be on your guard. Do not let your hearts be weighed down. The people he is talking to are familiar with fear and worry. Their ancestors were exiled. They are occupied by Roman rule. These are a people who have hoped before. I was confident in the tide pools because I had hoped there before. But I forgot what it felt like to see this place as unknown, to see what I had done and to know that I had left John on the shore. So I scrambled my way back, apologized, and led him on a different path to the edge of the pools, where he could see what lay beneath and still remain on solid ground. We ended the day staring together at the horizon. Because sometimes all that is certain is that the sun will set and rise again on a new tomorrow. God's people never stopped looking toward the horizon, hoping the promise of God would be fulfilled. We join in their waiting this Advent, having hoped here before. So be alert. You do not want hope to catch you unaware. Amen. Thank you for listening. Each week's episode is edited by Nick Cox with music by St. John's Worship Band. This week's sermon is by me, Pastor Emily Baton. Make sure to subscribe, and if you would like to know more about St. John's mission to know Christ and make Christ known, please visit our website at stjohnslutheran.church. May God be with you this day.